Hi guys, one of the things I want to go over really quick is in the case of a gun ban, civil unrest, the zombie apocalypse, whatever your version of a prepared situation is, I want to go over 6 things that I think are absolutely essential to have in your gun safe that will serve you the best throughout a situation like that. The first item for me on the essential list is, as you can probably guess, your standard AR-15. Doesn't really matter of the brand, obviously. Um, the nicer and more reliable you can make it, obviously that's a goal. But if you can afford a Ruger, get a Ruger. If you can afford a Wilson Combat, get a Wilson Combat. The reason I say the AR-15 is because it's an extremely versatile rifle. It can be set up for close quarter battle. It can be set up for longer distance range shooting. It can also shoot 223 rounds and 5.56. So the likelihood of you finding ammunition to replenish yourself is much higher likelihood than, say, like a 308 or a 500 Win Mag or some kind of more rare, harder to find round. My goal in preparing for a survival situation or a gun ban, more likely, is what what am I still going to be able to find, and if I do have to go out into an assault scenario to get supplies, what is somebody else most likely going to have also. I like the AR-15 also because it's highly customizable for um, whatever purpose you want to use it for, and like I said, extremely versatile. My second recommendation is going to be any kind of 22 caliber rifle. Pictured above is the Ruger 1022 with some nice attachments. I would highly recommend one with a scope. However, you can pick these up from anywhere from about 150 bucks all the way up to over 1,000, depending on how customized you want them. You can pick them up a Savage for $150 to $200 with a scope. If that's all you can afford, pick it up. Um, 10, or excuse me, not 1022, 22 caliber is one of the most popular rounds worldwide. Um, it's going to be relatively easy to find, and it's incredibly cheap. You can stockpile 1,500 rounds for about $112, depending on where you live and where you shop. These are great for varmint hunting, um, rabbits, squirrels, anything like that. Um, would I use it particularly to defend my camp or defend my position? No, but as an absolute last resource, if that was your last fighting chance, um, I'm sure somebody doesn't really want to get shot with a 22 caliber either. However, it is going to be pretty easy to outgun. The nice thing about it is it's incredibly easy to stockpile ammo. It's incredibly easy to transport the ammo due to how small it is. It's incredibly quiet if you're doing some kind of hunting in the woods and you don't necessarily want to be detected. You don't necessarily want to be shooting off a 308. A 22 caliber rifle is kind of an essential thing for me. If we're looking at a band situation, same thing. They're incredibly cheap. You can be into a rifle with a scope and ammo for 300 bucks. And to me, 300 bucks is a low enough amount of money that I'm going to just, even if I have to buy it and never shoot it, just to make sure that I have that in case, it's worth it to me. Okay, the third and equally essential product is going to be any kind of 9mm pistol. If you guys watch my other videos, you know I'm a huge fan of Plastic Fantastics. If you don't know, that's the Glock. I own 2 Glock 17s, a Glock 19, and a Glock 43 right now. They're all chambered in 9mm because I only want to stock one type of ammo. 9mm is also now becoming the federal choice for carry rather than the 40 or the 45 previously used. And again, easiest to find ammo, also the most affordable pistol ammo, obviously, other than a 380. However, um, a 380 isn't a reliable round to me. It's a lot harder to find, and in an ammo scare like we saw in 2008 when President Bush got reelected, 380 was incredibly difficult to find. 9mm, again, relatively cheap. Um, I know here where I live, I can pick up 500 rounds for about $109. So not terrible. You can stockpile a couple hundred rounds, a couple thousand rounds if you've got the means to do so. They're incredibly accurate guns. You can carry them. I can carry easily 3 Glocks concealed on my body, and you wouldn't know it. Glock is basically known as the AK-47 of pistols. Yeah, there's more accurate pistols. Yeah, there's, nicer looking pistols. Yeah, of course, there's a million different ways. And if you love the FN or if you love the Smith & Wesson, then replace every time I just said Glock with the brand of your choice. However, just focus on the 9mm pistol part. Again, it's a big enough round for self-defense. It's a small enough round that you can carry a good amount. My Glock 17 carries 17 rounds plus one in the chamber, and now you can even get +6 magazine extensions from Terran Tactical, so I'd be able to carry 23 rounds plus one in the chamber per magazine. Again, highly essential, I think, for self-defense, ward off, rabid dogs, people, animals, things like that. Must have for your collection. That's why I got so many of them. Number 4 on the list is actually going to be a 12 gauge shotgun. I personally have a Mossberg 500 and a Remington 870. I also hear that the Benelli M9 series is extremely nice. These shotguns are also extremely versatile. I know I've used that word a lot now, but that's kind of the name of the game when you don't really know what you're getting ready for. Again, if it's civil unrest, gun ban, um, chemical attack, and I am absolutely not a prepper in any way. I just want to make sure that um, I'm not restricted from owning the things that I want to own in the future. That's basically my goal. Again, I'm not kind of a crazy nut. I don't have a bunker in my yard or any of that. I just want to make sure that if something happens to where we can no longer purchase firearms new, that I'm content with my collection as it is. So the pump action shotgun 12 gauge is again very reliable. Anything from birdshot, buckshot, slugs. There's a very wide variety of ammunition that can be put into these weapons for a variety of uses. Again, self-defense, hunting being the biggest two. Self-defense and hunting are basically the goal for me in any type of defensive or assault situation. So the ability to have a shotgun, use those rounds, use that same weapon for multiple purposes. They're extremely reliable. They don't require a whole lot of maintenance, and other than them being heavy and the slugs being a pretty good size, I think it's a valuable thing to have on your gun safe. Excuse me, in your gun safe or available to you. Um, if you're traveling with a pack, of course, you're going to have some kind of tactical advantage if one of you can have a rifle, one of you can have a shotgun, and one of you can have something else. The more variety of battle options you have in the heat of the moment, the more successful you'll be. Item number 5 is going to be magazines. I'm a huge lover of the Magpul brand PMag magazines. I use them both for my rifle, AR rifle, and my Glock. Magpul recently started making 9mm magazines for Glock 17 and 19. They also obviously make the AR-15 magazines that hold 5.56 and 2.23. They make 7.62 PMag magazines. They make 308 PMag magazines. There's a wide variety of them. Um, if there is a gun ban, one of the first things to go is obviously magazines and ammunition. Back in 2008, again, when the 2008 election happened, magazine or PMags went from $12.99 each to about $150 each. Do yourself a favor, pick up 5 or 10 of them while they're $12.99 again. I buy one a check or two a check, depending on the situation, but make it a habit. When you go to your local gun store, even if you don't need one, just pick up a magazine. Even if you don't have that type of rifle, it's a good investment. These may be outlawed in the future. You may not be able to get them anymore. And if you have magazines before they're stamped as illegal, then, or for, it'll say for law enforcement or military use only, If you have pre-banned magazines, most likely you'll be allowed to keep those just based on what we've seen in the past. Again, the PMag are very reliable, very durable. I have a buddy that's ran over one with his car and it hasn't cracked. There's been no issues with it. I've started using them in my pistol and in my rifle. I love them because they're universal and also because you can buy them with windows to see how many rounds you have. You can get them without. There's a variety of colors. If you have a certain color AR or rifle, you can get the color to match. So P magazines are a great thing, both for function and a pretty cheap way to stock up gradually um, before something goes into effect that may affect the price for you in the future. My last item on this list is going to be actually not a weapon but a defensive um, piece of equipment. Is obviously, as you can tell, it's going to be a plate carrier with ballistic plates. There's a number of companies, AR500, CATI, stands for Come and Take It. Just look on the line. There's a bunch of companies now making these rifle-related level 3 plates for relatively cheap. I picked up 4 plates, meaning two, one for the front, one for the back, and 2 for the sides in the small compartment. All of them NIJ certified level 3 plates for, I believe, $140 online. There's hundreds and hundreds of videos online of these plates being able to defeat rounds far above what they're certified for. One of my favorite guys on YouTube is Demolition Ranch. He's sponsored by Air 500 and he shoots these plates with all kinds of rounds, including incendiaries and armor-piercing bullets, and you can see exactly what they'll stop and what they won't stop. Again, that's not what they're certified for, but you can get a decent idea. Um, Having this great, safe or go bag or car, whatever you have filled with um, different guns for different situations is great. But if you can't take a bullet, if you can only take one bullet before you go down, you're pretty battle ineffective. I would pick up one of these plate carriers. Again, the one pictured above is actually a Cry Precision plate carrier. Pretty expensive. You're probably looking at a $1,200, $1,300 setup above, but Condor makes some great plate carriers. I used to have a Condor plate carrier. I'll link it for you here. I have a 511 plate carrier now, the Tac Tech. It's a lot lighter and a lot more comfortable. I'm going to be putting a video of that up here in the future, but grab one of these plate carriers, grab some plates, grab some Molly attachments. If you don't know how to use Molly, look it up. It's a great thing to have, and if you are in a situation, this is more geared towards the civil unrest, zombie apocalypse, nuclear attack, whatever it is that you're getting ready for. Um, I don't want to specify anything, but obviously this wouldn't be much of a gun ban item because it's not a gun. But for more the defensive or um, situations like that you're preparing for, even if your plan is to bug in and shelter in place, hey, throw your vests on, buy one for your kids, buy one for your wife. There's no reason that you shouldn't protect your vital organs if you're going to take the steps to um, prepare yourself in other ways. There's no good. I know I see a lot of videos and I hear a lot of stories of guys who have got 10, 20, $30,000 even invested in food, water, supplies, you know, things of that nature. He's got a shotgun, and I hate to say it like this, but we live here on planet Earth, and in reality, um, 4 guys like me are going to come down and kick your door and take your supplies because that's just how it's going to be. If it gets to that point, it's going to be every man for himself. And if you're not prepared to protect yourself and protect your life the same way that you're preparing to survive a situation, then again, you've basically wasted all your money and thanks for your supplies. Important things to have on a vest are reloads, meaning magazines full of ammo, a medical kit, including a tourniquet, an Israeli bandage, excuse me, gauze, things of that nature. A flashlight. I carry handcuffs on mine. but mine's also used for my current law enforcement position. A water source on the back is available. I don't carry that personally, but in this situation, I probably would. You're able to thread your rifle sling through the shoulder pads to kind of take the weight of the rifle off your body and put it onto the vest. Again, do some more research. There's a lot of videos online. I'll link the video to my plate carrier here, but just know that there is a new one coming later with my new plate carrier. Um, Absolutely essential item, I think. If you can't protect yourself, you can't protect your family. And that's the whole purpose of being prepared for one of the situations we talked about earlier. All right, guys, just going to wrap it up here real quick with just some last comments. Um, Again, this isn't specifically, I'm not a zombie apocalypse guy or any specific thing like that. I just, I don't really want my rights to be taken away, and I want to make sure that if they are, that I'm comfortable in what I have. This list is not all inclusive. Obviously, there's other great things like a long range gun like a 308 is a great weapon to have also. AK-47s are also great. This list is not exhaustive. This is a very entry level list. The first couple things that I think you should buy, um, if you're starting to get into guns or you're seeing how politics are going and thinking to yourself, maybe I should buy a gun, before the election or whatever is going through your head. I just wanted you to be able to look at this and say, oh, hey, here's a couple things that uh, I might be able to look in the direction of. Again, prices vary on all these weapons, so I'm not going to go into all that. It's not exhaustive. It's just a good first step of things that you could look at to help you in the event of anything uh, catastrophic going on in the United States. So, love to hear comments. Of course, I could go on for hours talking about every single thing I have and every single thing I think you should have to survive every single situation. But frankly, I don't know because none of us know, one, if anything's going to happen ever or in our lifetimes, or if it does happen, what it's going to be. So, like I said, don't take it too seriously. Take it seriously, but don't take it too seriously. Don't go and spend every paycheck you have in 100% to fill up your zombie safe or your gun safe or your civil unrest safe or whatever your prep is. Don't go out and spend all your money on it. Don't remortgage your house and build a bunker. Because frankly, if there is a nuclear attack and you bug out down into your $300,000 bunker, what are you going to do if Earth is unlivable? So keep that in mind. Be prepared, but don't become obsessed by it, guys. Okay? Like I said, please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed or if you learned anything. Ask me any questions or add anything you want to add below, and we'll be seeing you soon with those other reviews I talked about.